Scrolling through social media, you'll often come across these videos of crazy tricks people are doing with a football. Around the worlds, mid-air elasticos, it honestly is easy to feel behind technically. However, when you finally kick back to watch a match, you notice very little of these tricks, and it becomes quickly apparent that it's actually the complete basics that make up 98% of the game. To be a complete player, there's 5 things that you need to be a master of. When I say the word passing, what comes to mind? Is it a cross-field 40-yard switch, or is it a give and go around a defender? Passing can be so many things, and is absolutely crucial in making you a contributing member of a team. The best part is you can make the first few steps pretty easy. Step number 1, go find a wall. Starting off simple, standing decently close, and just picking a spot to repeatedly aim for. Things to look for include letting our planting foot point toward the target and be about a foot length from the ball. Opening your hips up at close to a 90-degree angle from the normal position. Strike the ball with the area around the sole of your foot while maintaining a locked ankle. The next step after this would be to step further away and now pick up a spot a little higher on the wall. This can mimic a partner. Once you find some consistency with this, find a partner and test out your accuracy with a real person. One thing I can recall from my earliest years of beginning to play the game of football is my first coach repeating the same things over and over again. First touch. You won't make that perfect pass or score that beautiful goal if you don't make sure that your first touch is on point. It frankly is a statement that couldn't be more right. Going back to the 98% of the game, none of it exists without players having the ability to make a quality first touch. And fortunately, if you use your imagination, there is a ton of ways to practice this both with and without a partner. For me, 3 things come to mind. Of course, going back to the walls. Receiving both light and hard passes. It's so simple, but over time can help so much. The second is a curb. This is something we can all surely find somewhere. It's actually an awesome tool as it offers a level of unpredictability that perfectly suits someone who is looking to work on their first touch. The last one is a staircase. Passing a range of different style passes directly into a staircase will return the ball to you in multiple different ways, and is for me another personal favorite when it comes to control drills. Some things to note when controlling a ball include: focus on taking impact from the ball when receiving. You want to reduce the speed it's traveling at by using yourself as a cushion. On your foot, you can see some of the give it allows when correctly controlling a ball. Meeting it with a stiff touch will result in you losing control. Once you have experimented with all of these and feel confident, try it with a partner. Start off close and varying speeds and gradually step further and further away. By combining first touch and passing, it starts to already forge together a great player. But it's the next addition that will start to add the edge to your game. Football is a game of risks, and generally not taking unnecessary ones is the best way to go. But like in every game, sometimes we find ourselves in situations where the outlet pass isn't there or supporting teammate is covered. And in this moment, we only have one option.
Per Xavi, assistència de Xavi, més cap a la dreta per a Messi, Messi, immens Messi, encara 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 Messi, gol, 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 gol.
When passing isn't an option, you have to take the chances and dribble. Futsal is a game that I always admired for this. A small space where things change fast, but most importantly, it's a game in which you cannot hide. You have to be ready to get creative and get by your opponent. Full field football is realistically no different. Simple variations through cones will build a muscle memory in your feet and get you more comfortable with the ball at your feet. When a sense of comfort starts to settle in, mixing speed in will be your next step. Find a field or general open area and try running a distance at full speed while keeping the ball as best as you can under control. It's far more difficult than just a basic sprint, and getting used to the movements the ball makes with the contact that you apply to it are what's going to help really increase this skill. Okay, so you are now a master of passing, control, and dribbling, and are already equipped to make quite an impact. However, this doesn't make you a complete footballer just yet. Once you use these 3 skills, it will ideally get you into a position to then, you guessed it,
What a head, son! What a head!
In order to score, you need to be able to shoot the ball. Whether it be a 30-yard screamer or a finish off your head at the back post, games are won by scoring goals. we often get a look at some spectacular goals that for some are only scored once in a lifetime, while the majority are simple goals that require focus and precision. The one thing in common the spectacular and average-looking goals have is technique. Understanding how a shot is taken properly and making sure you are doing so with both feet is where you want to start. Finding a wall or a net and simply striking the ball to get a sense of what the sound and feeling is when you correctly hit it is a good place to start. Focusing on things like where are you planting your foot next to the ball, ensuring it is not too close to the ball or too far away. It might vary between people, however, a foot length or half a foot length is roughly what you want to aim for. How are you striking the ball? Where are you connecting on it? A more power-focused shot would be more on the top of your foot, aiming to have minimal spin on it, while something like a curl requires an open foot strike, which aims to add curl to the ball. Not to limit to just feet, headers require plenty of detail as well, keeping your eyes open to ensure you connect accurately, whether that's a direct, powerful header or a flick on. Once those two are combined, it's all about the timing. Jumping up to reach the header at the perfect moment, or striking a ball for a volley, or even just simply being at the end of a pass in, it's simple stuff, but if not focused on, will result in you missing even the simplest of chances.
Whose mess is this?
A constant goal scorer is worth their weight in gold. Players like Ronaldo Nazario and Alan Shearer are examples of players who seem to score almost every time they shoot. Now I'm sure you're thinking, those four have to be it. What could there possibly be more to make a complete footballer? The last piece of the puzzle actually lies between your ears. We have all heard of examples of extremely talented people who never reached their potential. And a lot of times this comes down to understanding the game. It doesn't help being able to make amazing passes and fantastic dribbles when you do it at the wrong time. But what does that even mean? Right or wrong time in the game of football? Getting into a position of thinking multiple steps ahead is how you combine the four keys and make yourself a complete footballer. This, as you can imagine, is far from straightforward to attain. However, there are some steps you can take. The first and easiest thing that doesn't even require you getting out of bed, if that's what you prefer, is watching more football. Now, I don't mean making a crazy parlay and getting your heart rate up for 90 minutes.
Yeah!
What I mean is finding a player of quality to follow who plays your position and watching what he is doing. You will start seeing patterns and reasons why sometimes simple passes or runs that never receive a ball actually have more to do with creating space for someone else. Things that don't get praise from 80% of people, but those who understand the game know these runs and movements are crucial. Through watching some higher quality players, you will start to gather an understanding of general movements, passes, etc. that you should be doing on the field. So the next step is to play as much as possible anywhere you can. The anxiety and pressures that even a friendly scrimmage can bring simply can't be replicated in a drill. And for this reason, playing more will give you the chance to start applying all of these skills in a more practical format. Similar to crossing a street, you shouldn't do it without making sure it is clear of traffic. A football game is really no different, aside from the fact that there's traffic in every direction. The way we combat this is through scanning. In order to find the right runs, to make that right pass, we need to be constantly scanning. In a game, practice, whatever it may be. It's a simple thing to do, however easy to forget in the heat of the moment. You'll see greats like Messi have his head turning constantly. Makes it seem like he has eyes on the back of his head, but in reality, it's far more simple. He hit a nice pass to someone because at some point he looked and recognized it first. Mastering these 5 skills won't just improve your game, they'll transform how you approach football entirely. From basics of passing to mental chess of decision making, these elements make up the foundation of every great player. It's easy to be captivated by the flashy tricks and highlight reels, but when it's all said and done, the players who excel are the ones who've mastered the fundamentals.